And my title, which sounds very formal, is the Global Director of Strategic Events and Experiences. And I sit in brand marketing and communications. And I have a team of about 8 people. And actually, we're all based in London at the moment. And we deliver the events for EY across the globe. Normally, in normal times, in different countries, but of course at the moment we're delivering them virtually, and they can vary from a VIP event, like actually we have a very VIP event this week with a member of the royal family for 3 people, to an event that I did last week, which I had to get up at midnight because it was supposed to be in Asia Pacific time. And we had 3,000 of our leading clients in Asia Pacific join us for 4 hours over 2 days. So there's a whole variety of different events that we lead.
So that's wonderful. Really sounds lovely.
My name is Margaret Amanda, and I'm like Amanda. I have quite a glamorous title, but titles aren't everything. They kind of give us all something to hang our hats on in the morning, but what we do is quite varied. So I'm the global communications leader for our client services. And what that means is it's everything to do with how we take our services to clients. So that involves our service lines, which are 4 of them. There's, let me get this right. So we have consulting, we have assurance, we have our strategy and transactions business, and we have our tax business. So those are 4 of our key sort of competency areas that we take to market. But we also have what we call our markets functions. So this is where we have a lot of our sector activities, the different sectors, industry sectors, I should say, that we work across at EY. We take our services through them as well. So I work for I would say, number 2 partner at EY. I'm his communications advisor, and I pretty much advise him on all things communications internally and externally. Although on the external side, I work with a number of colleagues from right across the organization to make sure that we're, putting the right messages for him, and he's being sort of looked after from that through that external lens.
That's really good. It's good to make sure that you're having fun in your job and that it's not just work for you, it's something that you enjoy to do. So yeah, it's lovely. Okay, so I've got a question for you, Margaret. So what is the one thing you would change about the company?
About EY? Right, yes. That's a really good question, because EY is a lovely place to work. So here's the story. I came into EY for 6 months, okay? I was just gonna test it and see what it's like. And 10 years later, I'm still here. So, and every now and again, the headhunter, so the recruitment consultancy that placed me at EY, it's now a running joke. They ring me and say, Margaret, is your 6 months up yet? Are you ready to think about something else? I'm like, I'm still testing it out. So EY is a wonderful place, and I love the people I work with, and I love the experiences I've been able to have over that 10-year period. If there's something that I would change, I guess it's really around just being able to just get involved more. And that's maybe on me, because there's so much opportunities that exist at EY. And I guess maybe I think I put the lens up to myself, and it's about me finding the time in my busy schedule to just engage and just embrace more of what EY has to offer, because there's so much out there.
That's really lovely. That's lovely. It shows that you're a team and you're obviously a family, and that clearly you love your job. So that's really good for me to hear. Okay, so I've got a question for Margaret again. What hobbies do you have to relax yourself outside of work?
Okay, so I love to dance, like really love to dance. I love to dance, and I love music. And so I spend a lot of time, and sometimes it's just in my bedroom, My family think I'm crazy, but I would blast the music and go. And for me, it's also a form of exercise. It sort of frees my mind. So I love to do that. but I also love walking. I love to walk, and by myself, right? I don't even want to walk with anyone. I just want to walk by myself first thing in the morning. That's a time I have to reflect on myself and just be at one with the world, and I really love that solitude time. So about 6:30 in the morning, I just get up and go, and I'm out there on my own for about 40 minutes or so. I don't go very far, but I just like to be out there. So that's quite nice.
That's really lovely. When you said about dancing, it just reminded me of my sister straight away. She's always dancing all the time. And there's even a point where I have to tell her, go downstairs. But then my mom has already told her, go upstairs. So it's kind of like, well, how am I supposed to dance?
Where does she go?
Yeah, so that's how it is. Okay, I've got a question for Amanda. So, what do you do during a typical day of work?
Well, my typical work day is that no day is ever the same, Antonia. Every single day, I think that I'm going to prepare, and I have a list of things that I'm going to do during that day. But you can be sure that usually within the first hour or two, my whole list has changed and things have come up, and things have, sometimes a team member will need some support, or someone else will want to talk to you, or maybe there's an issue somewhere else in the world that someone wants to discuss with you. So actually that's one of the things that I love, that I think that I've planned out my day, but then it can be completely thrown into disarray. And the saying for this year, because of course this year has been so different, is you couldn't even make this stuff up, because sometimes the challenges that have been thrown at us, we just couldn't make up. So every day is completely different. I, of course, at the moment spend a lot of time on phone calls, on Zoom calls, and try to spend some time just trying to be creative, and think differently, and try and think of different things to deliver through our events.
Well, that's wonderful, and it kind of shows that element of surprise. So you always think that you're gonna have you have a list out of everything you're gonna do, your daily thing, and then it just goes to something different. But it shows that you really do like a challenge. So you love for different things to happen, and yeah, that's really a good thing to have. Okay, so I've got same question that I asked Margaret. So what hobbies do you have to do to relax yourself?
Well, I love spinning classes. So do you know what spinning classes are?
Yeah, so exercise and stuff like that.
So yeah, it's a small, I go to a class, and it's a small room, and there's about 16 bicycles in the room, and they put you into pitch dark, and they play really loud music, and you have to cycle really quickly. And there's a leaderboard, there's a girls' leaderboard and a boys' leaderboard, and you have to try and beat your competitors. And I've become really addicted to it. It's a really strange thing that I'm so addicted to it, but I find it really helps me with my stress levels. And I feel like sometimes I feel, oh, I'm so tired, I probably don't want to go to spin tonight, but then I go and I'm so energized, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I've realized that I love the competitive aspect of it, which totally, again, surprised me. And yeah, I just really, really enjoy that. So I love to spend time with my family. I have some nieces and nephews who live close to me in London, and they love to come over on a Saturday for us to have pancakes. And so, yeah.
That's wonderful. What would your staff say is your management style?
Oh, that's a good question, Antonia. I think my staff or my team would say my management style is friendly but very direct, and I think they always know what I'm expecting. I hopefully they will also say that I'm helpful and that I help them solve problems, because we have a lot of challenges and things that we need to, things that are not easy, and they need to have sometimes some input and advice from someone.
That's really good. It's good to be a great leader, and those are the traits of being a good leader. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Margaret and Amanda, they're part of two different teams in our brand marketing and communications organisation. So Margaret comes from communications and engagement, which is focused on internal communications. And Amanda actually focuses on, as you mentioned, event and client experiences. And actually, they've got quite a lot of similarities in terms of what they do, even though they're part of two different teams. And that's I guess the amazing thing about our brand marketing communications overall team is that we work very closely together. We have to be creative. We have to solve problems. We work together as a team. We support our leadership. And when we're actually, as part of the global organisation, we're supporting our local markets. So, sort of obviously people that are working very directly with clients. I think the other great thing about EY and our BMC, or our brand marketing communications team, we've got a lot of people in a team that have been here for a long time, myself included. Margaret's been at EY for 10 years, Amanda actually more than 20, same as myself. And the reason we stay is because we love the culture, we really enjoy the challenges, and it's a very friendly place to work. And I think the other thing that's amazing is that even if you stay in the same job, the organisation changes and it feels like you have a new job.
That's amazing. And as I said, it just shows that you guys are family and that you work well together and you learn things every day, and yeah, it's really good.
I would say that make sure whatever you do, you love what you do and you're passionate about it, because ultimately it's the rest of your life, and that passion and that love for whatever you do will come through, and it will make every day be special. And I think then you can excel at what you do.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I always stand by, if you can believe it, you can achieve it, right? And I know that those are just words sometimes and people just might say it, but I truly believe that if you believe it in you, you can absolutely achieve it. And I do feel that, my younger self perhaps didn't believe it as much as my older self today. So I just think it's so important for young girls everywhere to really believe in themselves. And if you can dream it, you can believe it, you can achieve it. Just go for your dreams.
Thanks, Antonia. And it's been great talking with you, and we've learned a lot from you as well.
It's lovely. It was lovely talking to you guys.